social stories. So social stories was developed in the early 90s by a child pediatrician for the children that she worked with. So social stories was developed in mind for children who have developmental delays or who have ASD or autism spectrum disorder. However, social stories don't have to be used just for children who have developmental delays. They can be used by any child because it is a useful tool for illustrating complex processes, and it's used to simplify it for your little ones so that they can be more aware of situations. And they gained popularity because of the attention on it, which was more for common scenarios. So for example, going to the dentist, going to school for the first time, toilet training, stuff like that. Social stories is really a narrative made to illustrate certain situations and problems and how to deal with them. And they are pretty important because it can actually improve the way our little ones deal with situations. And then your little one learns what they should and shouldn't do in certain situations. It can also help reduce anxiety in your little one around certain situations, like for example, going to the doctors or the dentist. It can also help them learn about self-help skills, social norms, and then learn and how to understand their environment and the society that they live in. So Yolanda actually has a few examples of social stories.
So we got these online. We will link the PDF form on our website. But as you can see, this one is about the pandemic that's going on right now. It's a good story for you too. So it's seeing other people wearing masks, and as you can see, it gives you a brief explanation, and the illustrations on it are very easy for the child to see and understand. And of course, if they can't read, you will read the story to them. So it's like a little story that you will be reading for them. And the pictures are not that, they're just simple pictures that are on the internet. And you can make them, we have another one on hand washing. We have one on hand washing and just the different steps, as you can see there, explaining when to wash the hands, why the hands need to be cleaned, the steps on how to wash the hands. This one again was from the website, so it will be linked on in our description. And we've made a homemade one. Going to the doctor. Simple pictures. This can be done at home. And just explaining step by step what might happen at the doctor's office. And we use construction paper and pencils and crayons, and they can help you with the story and the end. It's something that's simple to do at home. You could use them whatever situation you will be in. It's helpful for the child to help them see the steps that's going to happen before they get there. Whether it be an appointment, a doctor's appointment, or going to the grocery store, or going to the park, and what to expect at a park, or how to pet a dog, if they see an animal, if they should approach it or not. So it's just helping them figure out the steps of what might happen.
Some other really good examples can also include your first day of school or your first day of daycare. Like we mentioned, going to the doctor, going to the dentist, maybe having a sleepover for the first time, let's say at grandma or grandpa's house. So those are some really, toilet training is also a very popular one. Hand washing, anything to do with COVID now, how to wear a mask. So all those different social stories, if you don't want to make one, we have a couple websites that will be linked in the description. You guys can go check it out. It's a really good list that they've created. These social stories can be very wordy. The hand washing one, for example. So this would probably be more geared towards around older children. So if you want, and this is why Yolanda was talking about the homemade one, it's a really good way for you to extend an activity if you want, and then you guys can really sit down and talk about it. So if you are going to make a social story of your own at home with your little one, some key tips on how to write a good social story is to have a specific goal. So you want to target a desired behavior. So for example, maybe your little one, like all of our little ones, is really nervous about going to the doctor, which is why we created this story about going to the doctor and what they can expect. So your targeted desired behavior for that one would be to reduce their anxiety of going to the doctor's office. It should be accurate and relevant to your little one. So you wouldn't be writing something like this where it's very word lengthy. You would, for your like 2-year-old or for your 3-year-old, you would want to write something nice, short and sweet and to the point. If they are a little bit older, then you would use a little bit more sophisticated language, and you would do something like that. Another one is to be as descriptive as possible, but again, keeping your little one's age and development in mind, and using positive language. So for example, in our homemade story here, we said we acknowledged your little one's feelings, if they're scared. So we said going to the doctors can be scary, but that's okay, it will be fun. And then we proceeded to go on about what they can expect when they get there. Like, I'm gonna go in there and tell them that I'm here, and then we're gonna wait. I can play a game if I want. And then a nice nurse will be coming to say hi and ask me some questions, and then we proceeded to talk about what a doctor might do on a regular visit. And then you also want to hit all of your who, where, when, why, what, and how. So you want to answer all of those questions. So for example, in here, who, we have doctors, nurses, the receptionist, and your little one, where, the doctor's office, when, during your scheduled appointment, and why. In this one we said it was just a regular checkup, and maybe during that regular checkup you might get a shot, and then how, like, it hurts but only for a little bit. So you really want to be, again, simple but descriptive, which can be a little bit hard to do. So these are some really great scenarios. You can write your story about anything like we said before. So if you guys have any scenarios that you guys can think of, write it in the comments on our Facebook page below. Maybe other families will see it, and maybe they'll some topics that they never really thought of, or vice versa.
All right, so a great way to kind of extend social stories is to use imaginative play. For example, if you are talking about going to the doctor's office, afterwards you can pretend to play doctor. They can be the patient, you can be the doctor, or vice versa. And then that way they can sort of practice what they think is going to happen, and that also calms down their anxiety a little bit. But today we're going to be kind of extending the hand washing social story. So this really talks about how to wash your hands, but we're going to show you why it's important to wash your hands with soap and water. So in here I have a bowl of just plain old water, and I have here glitter, but this isn't just this regular glitter, this is germs. We're pretending today that the glitter is germs, and we're going to pour some of these germs in here. Just a little bit. So now that we have our germs in our water, I'm gonna put my finger in here and we're gonna see if any germs stick to my hands. Ready? Oh, look at that. My finger is covered in glitter, which means that my finger is just covered in germs. So now, in here, I have a bowl of soap, just regular hand washing soap. I'm gonna dunk my finger in the soap. And now I'm gonna put the finger that has the soap back into the water, and we're gonna see kind of what happens. Ready? I'm gonna put it into this pocket of glitter. Ready? Oh, look at that. Did you see that? All of the glitter went away from the soap. So you can use glitter, you can use peppers. I think pepper works a little bit better than the glitter does. But you can use a little bit of pepper at home, and then you and your little one can try that experiment at home. So this is just a good visual demonstration as to why we need soap and water, because soap will really wash away those germs.
All right, so thank you, my friends.
Thank you.
Bye.